Hey there, it's Brittany from TikTok Sales and it's 11:40. This topic is one of my all-time favorites. When I share these tips, I can actually see the aha moment happen inside people's brains. It's simple, nothing fancy, just a slight adjustment to what you're already doing. This topic is language patterns. It's what you need to stop saying and what you need to start saying, in other words. Pun intended. Look, it's about bringing awareness to your conversation choices because what you say and how you say it really matters. Every word that you choose can trigger a feeling or an emotion with your customer. So it's your job to carefully select which words you're going to use to maximize the impact of your message because words are powerful. Now, I said earlier that there's nothing fancy about this, and there's a reason for that, because customers hate fancy. They hate salespeople who are too flowery or too slick. What they're looking for is for you to speak in terms that they can easily relate to. So if you can change certain words and phrases, instead of sending the signal that you're there to sell something, you're going to give off the impression that you're an expert who is generously making yourself available to help them. So let's look into some examples that are going to help convince even the most adamant prospects to become paying customers. Okay, stop saying the words cost, fee, buy, and purchase. These words all make it sound like your customer has to pay for it, like they have to give up something that may never come back to them. Instead, use the word investment. An investment is something that they will receive the benefits from later. This implies that your customer is getting a return and they can view it as a good investment. If it's going to be spread over multiple payments, instead of saying your first payment or your last payment, you can say your initial investment or your final investment. So cost, fee, buy and purchase, they all create a negative connotation with your customer, whereas investment is certainly more positive. Next word to stop saying is the word contract. This is such a traditional, formal, and potentially damaging word in your sales process. It makes your customer feel as though they are signing their life away. So replace the word contract with agreement. Your customer is going to feel as though they are coming to a mutual decision with you, because agreement by definition means that you are both agreeing with each other. This is a softer way of presenting what is traditionally a formality to doing business. Similar to this is another phrase you should stop saying, sign here. Again, this feels like signing their life away. So instead of sign here, try using please okay this. Okay is more like agree. It's much less formal and the customer's going to feel as though they have the power rather than following your set instructions. Another phrase that you need to stop saying right now is locked in. These words have become so commonplace that we barely give them a second thought. But if you actually think about it, locked in sounds like your customer's own private prison. So next time you're booking an appointment, instead use the word secure. Mary, I've secured that time for you next week. Or, Bob, allow me to secure our next call together on Monday at 9. The word secure implies safe and reliable. Here's some other words that you should start to include when you're having conversations with your customers. Imagine. The word imagine puts your customers into an optimistic mindset. They start to imagine the opportunities that they're going to have if they use your product or service. Because the fact is, people buy better versions of themselves. So if you can help them achieve this, then you are going to have them hooked. Start saying we. An important part of the sales process is getting your customer to feel as though you are both on the same page. So if you can start to use we early on in the conversation, they are looking to buy into your joint relationship. It also works because you're using assumptive language that the deal is as good as done and you are going to be working together. Another word is simple. Your customers deserve a painless experience. So when something is simple, people are more open to the idea of using it. And last word you need to start using more of is now. One of the keys to sales is creating a sense of urgency without pressuring your customers for an answer. By suggesting now is the perfect time to work together, your customer won't take weeks or months to finally say yes. Now encourages people to take action that they may not otherwise have done earlier. Okay, so that's it for the good words. Now here's some of the words that you need to eliminate from your vocabulary now. Okay, I promise or I guarantee. If you say these words, you better be prepared to back them up. Do not make promises or guarantees that you can't 100% keep, because it is only going to end one way, with a very disgruntled ex-customer. Another word you should stop using is the word problem. Now look, the reality is problems are bound to crop up here and there, but that doesn't mean that you have to acknowledge them. The word problem is so negative. It can make your customer feel as though the process is difficult and unpleasant. So you can respond more positively by saying something along the lines of, I can see an opportunity to make this run more smoothly for you. Okay, thank you for your time is something you need to stop saying. It is one of my biggest pet peeves. I know the intent behind it is good, but it actually skews the balance of the relationship with your customer. Because by thanking your customer, what you're essentially telling them is that you're doing them a favor by taking your call or seeing you in person. And if you're spending time digging into their objectives, overcoming their problems, and providing helpful solution to them, then they're gaining just as much from that as you are, if not more. So stop thanking them. They should in fact be thanking you. And finally, stop saying, I don't know. Never, ever, ever, ever don't know. And even if you don't know, don't share that with the customer, because those 3 words can instantly remove your customer's confidence in you. So if you find yourself in a situation where you're unsure of the answer, try saying, that's interesting, what do you think? Or, I've never been asked that one before, what's your take? Or, great question, so that I can give you the most accurate information, I'll do a little bit of checking and let you know shortly. This is going to buy you some time so that you can then steer the conversation in the right direction. So you can see what I mean by making small adjustments. They're only small adjustments in your language patterns. It's nothing too complicated, so go and give it a go. And I guarantee that you are going to find that using these words will have a much greater impact when you are looking to positively influence your customers' decision making.